Good day, good way. This is the September 2018 Leo Love, Life, Career, Total Report. Reading, I should say, Oracle reading. This is going to come from the perspectives of Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and Divine Balance in between, or aka what I've been calling Sacred Balance. So, this top three cards are going to be your Divine Feminine, and it'll be in the form of the good, the bad, and how to find the balance within that aspect. Then you'll come down here to the bottom and you'll find Divine Masculine, the good, the bad, and how to find balance. And then here in the center will be how to balance your Divine Feminine with your Divine Masculine. And that'll give you sacred balance. Leo's the fifth sign. Think of the number 5. There's a lot of energy in that 5. The 5 is the symbol for, not the symbol, but the number for motion. Things are in movement when you are at a 5. But movement can also include manipulation just as quick as it could include manifestation. So with Leo, there's going to be that energy that they're going to have to overcome on whether they are being the manipulator or whether they are just honestly manifesting what's there ahead for them. And that's going to come up in this reading. I already feel it and see it. Okay, so coming from the Divine Feminine aspect. Divine Feminine, if you're not familiar with it, it is your creative side, the creative side of energy. It does not abide by order. It is that expansive side of your mind, the expansive side of existence itself that honors intuition, that honors creativity, that honors the fact that there is an interconnectivity of all things. Versus your Divine Masculine, which says, no, there's an order and precedence to all things, and here's what it's going to be. I need logic. I need to understand why things are the way they are, versus the Divine Feminine saying things are what they are. The less time you spend wondering about why they are or how they got there, the more time you have to embrace what is already there. So, coming into the first card, it is the good. This is what's going to be good from the Divine Feminine aspect for Leo during the month of September. It is the Altar Priestess. It is preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual. Again, September is a 9. That is your highest vibration. It is also a call to put to rest karmic cycles. Karmic debt, karmic relationships, karmic ties, the whole 9. And again, if you didn't see any of my other videos, karma, not in the sense of you hit me, you get hit back. No, this is the energy I put out in the universe, and until I transmute it properly, it's going to follow me. Or even if it doesn't follow me, I'm going to run into it again and have to satisfy that energy before I can complete that lesson. So coming into that thing right there, the Altar Priestess speaks towards preparation. It means basically you're going to have to slow down and take a look at yourself. This is a call to honor your intuition. This is a call to pay reverence to not only yourself and your soul, but to basically existence itself. You need to look at life as a sacred ritual. And if you're moving around out here like there is no sense of honor or there is no sense of gain to be made, then you're not basically honoring existence in itself. And, think about when we deal with altars. We build altars if you're, say on that side of the house that deals with ancestral or occult or anything like that. If you build an altar, it is to make that place sacred because you are using it as a place of reverence. Some people will honestly call it a place of worship. Do what you want to do with it. But you're calling it a sacred place to where you are going to address that level of energy, whether it is an altar for yourself, an altar for your ancestors, an altar for the angels, the saints, the orishas, whoever. It is a place that it is held in esteem, and you're going to go there and you're going to do special things when you want special recognition. Rituals, burning candles, lighting incense, writing petitions, all that stuff. Anything that puts you in a higher state of thinking that you are now addressing life on a grander scale. Basically, what this Altar Priestess is saying you need to alter yourself. And there's a duality in that word altar. You need to alter yourself in the form of putting yourself on an altar, A-L-T-A-R, such as the table and the candles like I'm speaking of. But the best way that you can alter yourself or your existence is by altering the way that you move. And that's A-L-T-E-R. And, alter as in changing. You're going to have to make some changes that may tell you that you need to slow down and you need to be better prepared. and that you need to take that time to reach out and get that energy a little bit better aligned in what you got going on. Look at the numerology on the card. It's a 39. 3 is communication with yourself. 9 is, again, like I said, it's the highest vibration, but it's also endings, or in the sense of karmic ties, time to get out of them. So you need to have a talk within yourself and find yourself in a state of balance, that mind, body, soul aspect of the 3, if you want to get out of the karmic cycles. And when you add that 3 and the 9 again, it's a 12. 12 is the number of the witness. Think of the Jesus allegory. He had 12 disciples. They were there to witness his ascension into greatness. So you need to witness yourself. You need to place yourself on the altar, and you need to be prepared, and you need to treat your life like a ritual, whereas you are subscribing more energy into yourself because you're trying to put yourself in a state of reverence and worship on some levels. So worship your own existence. The bad side of it, which once again isn't always bad, it just means there's a heavier set of energy. So it's going to pretty much be like the most prominent thing that you're going to struggle with for the month. And it's the web weaver. Synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. Keyword, cause and effect. It's a 4. It's balance. This is karma itself. This is the energy that you put out over this existence is now sitting at the table saying, you ready to reconcile with me, or are we going to do this dance a little bit longer? And that's that web that you wove. You tangle webs, you're going to get caught in it. Some spiders, you build a big web and then you get a prey that's too big in it, and now you caught in your own web because you trapped in there with something that's greater than you. So you Leos, y'all got egos. I'm not going to mince words. I'm not going to go, on a personal tangent and all that stuff like that. But Leos, y'all got big egos. Y'all are the cardinal fire. I mean, the fixed fire to my fire sign. So as a cardinal fire, Aries, I see you. I see your energy. I value and I honor your energy, but y'all are egoic as hell. And you can sometimes be selfish, and it pays off and plays off in the way that you move. And with this, this is almost a dishonor to your intuition. I can't even say dishonor. This is an abuse of your intuition. This is because you know that you're going to get through things, that you justify the webs that you weave. You'll play the games that feel good to your heart, even though you know that they're going to delay you coming into progression of your soul. And that comes up in this next card, exactly what I just said before I even read it. But the next card is how you can balance your divine feminine aspect. It's the Sun Dancer in reverse. You're going to have to stop being out here burning people and burning through things and just really doing things without regards to results, not honoring the effect from what you have caused. And that Sun Dancer is a 32. That 32 is a 5. It's in reverse, so it's a struggle. You're going to have struggles and strifes ahead if you don't move properly. And what this Sun Dancer in reverse speaks towards is joyful activity, celebration of life, and abundance. With it being in reverse, if you don't make proper reconciliation, if you don't alter yourself properly, you're going to receive the Sun Dancer's energy in reverse. Abundance will become overwhelmed. Your joyful activity is going to cease, and now you're going to start meeting some of the overwhelmed activity of it and celebration of life, whereas you've been, out here weaving webs and moving through them, and now you might get caught in it because whereas you've been celebrating life, you are now going to meet the duality of having to reconcile the damages you've done while you celebrate through the webs that you wove. So I hope that makes sense to at least one or two of y'all. I see it clearly. Not going to harp on that too much. So again, that Leo with that struggle energy, which is really tied into pride and ego, move better. Spend more time honoring existence, honoring what your soul needs from a higher aspect. Move with synchronicity and divine intelligence and be aware of cause and effect. And then that will bring in joyful activity. But if you get back here and you refuse to alter yourself, then you will get caught in your web, and what you got going on is having you feeling all good may fall apart. And I don't wish that on anybody, and I do mean that. I do not wish this on anybody. But you better be mindful of the games you play. Coming down here to the divine masculine aspect. Remember, whereas the divine feminine is trying to embrace existence in whole, The divine masculine is low key compartmentalizing existence. It needs finite answers. A must equal B in all aspects, so to speak. That science mind. So that science mind down here in the divine masculine, the good part about the month of September is that September is a dragon's duel. We went from manipulation right here from a 32 to manipulation right here in a 23. But this good part of this right here is that divine masculine energy is already good at organizing. So you're going to have a gift here to where this inner conflict in this morality and this conscious choice is going to be something that you can really work yourself through. Because the key word with this is conscious choice. Remember I said with the Leo energy, it's like they have that foresight. They already see what's coming. Wow, I see that on here too. They already kind of like know that they're going to get through whatever they go through. And it also gives them that egoic sense of, well, I already know I'm going to get through it, then fuck it, excuse my language. Bump it. It does not matter what I do in between. That's a delusion of the soul. And that's where you get into a conscious choice. Because you have chosen not to operate with morality. You are at an inner conflict, but if you can own the conscious choices you made, even in delusion or even in arrogance, or in some cases on purpose of trying to honestly, injure other people. Sometimes we end up getting like that. We get bitter and we'll do things to others because we know we're going to get through it. And so, burn whoever gets burnt. Burn whoever gets burnt. And you're a fire energy, Leo. So that's kind of like par for the course for all of the fires. We will burn whoever gets in our way if we get a chance. Burn them before they burn me. That's a mantra that you can give to most Leos and even Aries. I think Sagittarius is the other one, if I'm not mistaken. But what I'm getting at here with the Leo is this dragon's duel. It does not have to be a major fight. If you just concede to what you've done, and this is not no admission to others, this is an admission to self. Okay, this is what I did wrong, and this is why I did wrong, so let me go into some soul correction, stop this duel, own my inner dragon, own my inner darkness that I've already produced into existence because I was out here weaving webs. Now I can own that energy. And then the good side about that, which is actually tying into the bad side, but again, the bad side is the heavy side. The heavy side of it is you become the horse king. You no longer are the horse. You can take that saddle off your back. You can own that you probably were even moving with a lack of morality because now you honor cause and effect, and that tells that king to get up off your back. Now you become the king or queen, if this is divine masculine, but getting down into genders, you understand what I'm saying? You become the ruler, let's just say that. And you're no longer controlled because you become the controller. And then you will start understanding that you need to be more of a energy of assisting life than of controlling life. And that will teach you that balance starts within. That 4 is balance, and that 2 is looking at the reflection in the mirror and understanding that it's, again, cause and effect. What you put in, what you put out is going to be determined by what you took in, and vice versa. What you take back in will be determined by what you put out. What kind of webs did you weave? So getting back down here to the divine masculine, there's already a sense of unity between the masculine and the feminine. And again, most Leos that I've met, they have a high sense of intuition. So this is par for the course for me. They got high intuition. They already know what they need to do. It's just almost always a morality issue because they have ego and they are egoic and they are prideful and they want what they want. So the best way to balance your divine masculine is by becoming the whale wisher in reverse. And I'll hold the card up. I'm sorry, the whale watcher in reverse. And Venus in reverse, it's a 7, but this is an offering. The whale watcher moves from wisdom and understands the power of the divine. So this reversal is when you start honoring the immorality and start making a conscious choice to fix it and to continue to move ahead with morality. You stop the inner conflict. That takes the saddle off your back. And instead of controlling life, you are now assisting yourself by assisting this universe. And then in return, the whale opens. You are now given wisdom because you've went through soul experience. You gained your 7. You learned how to become self-aware. And when you honor that level of wisdom within self, the power of the divine opens up to you. And the whole universe says, about damn time. There you go. And the only way that, well, not the only way, but the tie-in between your masculine down here and your feminine up here, the way that whole soul experience for the month of September is going to play out is the Hawk Prince. Remember I said one thing at the beginning is that with most Leos, their intuition is high, so they already see stuff coming before it gets to them. But there's an arrogance to it. Just because you see it coming does not mean that you cannot pay attention to it, because what you perceived may not be what you saw. So if you saw a sight picture of somebody down there on 3 months from now is getting ready to try and mess me over, and then you act on that 3 months prior, 3 months down the road information, and you no longer pay attention to it, then you're not giving credence to whoever or whatever that situation was making adjustments, because just like you are traveling this path, that other obstacle or person or place or thing is also under the same type of energies and has a chance to change. So if you look 3 months down the road, oh, well, my cousin said that I see where my cousin going to try me in 3 months. But your cousin goes through a revelation and now they're no longer that same person 2 months down the road. You burn them on that 3 month period based on what you saw 3 months ago, because you didn't pay attention and you didn't listen to your intuition, that spirit communication. And not only your intuition, but probably other things of the universe, especially if it's on an ancestral level. If the ancestors are trying to come in and say, no, don't do this. What you thought you saw was not what it was. Sit your butt down and understand that you need to pay attention and prepare yourself. And then you're going to act under wisdom and stop trying to control things. And then that Hawk Prince will be the 11. You will have the proper illumination. And then instead of burning things, you will only shed the light on things and figure out how to move through them properly. But it's all going to be based on paying attention instead of falling into and following soul ignorance and egoic pride of thinking that just because you can play a game that you should. And that's the Web Weaver's energy. So again, Leo, love y'all. Be careful with what you're doing. September is a 9. It's a high vibration. Time to put the karmic cycles to rest or continue the game. Peace and wholeness.